I wanted to give a quick little overview of this PA I assembled. I was hired by a company to edit and mix a podcast that they were producing. The way they were doing it originally, my understanding anyway, is that a volunteer from a local radio station would go down to the events with a portable MP3 recorder and record everything just mono directly off of whatever PA happened to be available at that venue. And at first I was just tapping into the PA with an H4 with the stage mic. That would be recorded to one channel and everything else would be recorded to the other channel, which was really just a DJ and a couple of audience mics. We were having issues with one particular venue's live sound, so I constructed this guy. And this is a non-profit organization, so the number one criterion was that it be extraordinarily inexpensive. There's a laptop that fits into the top there. That acts as my main record. There's a little Tascam 4-channel recorder as my backup record. There's my audience mics. My audience mics are just a pair of AKG C1000S's. Spare cables. I'm using an Electro Voice 320. There's one with my homemade little pop filter, which also acts as a spacer. Nothing seems particularly special about this. Inside here we have a Mackie 1402. I have plenty of compressors in my studio already, so I can part with this one without missing it. I got this for a steal. This came out of a salvage bin. I didn't pay anything for that on account of the left channel not working. This guy I bought also for a steal on account of the first 3 mic inputs not working, which I have since repaired. The only thing that's really clever about this whole system is the way it's hooked together. Back here we have TRS cables on this end, and on the other end are TS, so these plug into the inserts and tap directly out of the preamps to send to a USB interface that lives back here. Audience mics go into the Alt 3-4 bus outputs here, so these 2 faders stay up here, but they're muted, so they don't go to the mains, but they do go to this. My stage mic switch come in here, gets sent out through AUX1 pre-fader, and the DJ is summed to mono and sent through AUX2. So I have 6-channel independent record for my main record, and my backup record is 4 channels. My USB cable is here. Speaker cables are here. And down here I have my monitor and power cable. Everything is operated directly out of the front. I never need to take off the back, which is held in place by these wing nuts. Looking in the back of the PA, we can see how everything is hooked together. Everything runs through these ports, which are held in place by wooden dowels. There's the interface. One added little feature here is a return from the USB interface. The case itself was built by yours truly. I keep all the cables wound in parallel, so they're all side by side on this and just fit neatly in there. This is good enough for audiences of 300 people, probably more. I have plenty of headroom to spare. The last show I did with this PA, it took me about 20 minutes to set up everything and have it ready for operation, and 15 minutes to pack and have it loaded back into my car. Most of you are probably saying, why don't you just use a little digital mixer, have this tiny little thing you just throw on the stage and go. I didn't want to do that because, number one, I'd have to buy powered mains, and I'm relying on mains that I already have. Just the mixer alone would cost more than I paid for this entire system. The other thing is, in case I was not available, I wanted anybody to be able to operate the PA, and you can't really do that with most digital mixers. You have to have somebody that's learned them, read the manual, downloaded an app for their iPad or whatever. Coming back up to the office, we have an already completed podcast. Stage mic here, a secondary stage mic if I had one. There's a stereo feed from the DJ and stereo mics from the audience. If we zoom into the beginning here, we have studio recorded theme music and voiceover introducing each section of the podcast. I tried to record just what I need, so each edit here is an actual start and stop point in the recording itself to try to save editing time in post-production after I bring it back to the studio. And the backup record actually runs the entire length of the show, so if there's anything that I missed here, I have it on the backup record. There's very little processing involved. There's just compression on the stage mics and on the studio voiceover, just a hint of EQ on each. So by assembling our own PA, we alleviated not only a lot of technical issues, but it also made the podcast production a lot more efficient. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.